Howdy, everybody. It's your pal Misty. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. It is time for your Monday night live stream. Hello, Cheryl. Thank you for joining me this evening. Let me move this microphone a little bit closer so that I can reach my mouse pad. Hello. I got so used to standing up during live streams that I kind of forgot how to sit down and do one. Hello, Deanna. Thanks for being here. It has been quite a week for several of us. So I feel like I haven't talked to y'all in a while, even though a lot of y'all were here last week for my live stream. I appreciate all of you who joined or watched on the replay. I was telling Kirsten this weekend, my coach, that it's already my most viewed live stream. So I think that's amazing. I'm really excited that people are watching it because, man, I'm learning a lot just by trying to fix my posture. So I'm glad that other people saw it and maybe found some value in it. So, hey, Mama, thanks for being here. Lexi, my friend, what are you doing? You're on a live stream right now with me. That's very exciting. I think about you all the time, but I feel like I haven't actually talked to you in ages. Well, I think you sent me a happy birthday message. I appreciate that, but I think that was the last thing I heard. You have been MIA, but we miss you. We love you so much. I'm so glad that you're here this evening. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so I feel like I didn't really get to talk to y'all last week because I was mainly talking about posture with Kirsten, but it was a great chat. I learned a lot. I've been working on those things already, and it's crazy. First of all, it makes me a little nauseous having to keep my head up. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like everything moves a whole lot more. If you're just looking down right in front of you, the ground doesn't move. It stays right there. At least when I'm exercising. And I think that's why I have trouble walking a little bit just in general. And I've been trying real hard when I walk to make sure that my head is up good and high and not crazy, but dadgum, it tends to make me just a little bit nauseated. So that's okay. We're back to learning how to walk. We've done it. We've done it more than once, actually, because I realized I didn't know how to walk. Was that just last year? It was, wasn't it? Last year. Well, a little bit before, a little over a year ago, when I started doing the barefoot walking because I realized I didn't know how to walk. Now I've kind of figured out how I'm supposed to do it, and now I just need to get the rest of my body in line with that. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, hey, Mary, thanks for joining. It's Bunko night. I've been missing you, Mary. I'm glad you're back in town. Today is Mary and I's 1 year walk anniversary. What are we calling that, Mary? I don't know. 1 year ago today, I was in the Discord. Well, probably more than a year ago today. I was complaining that people always say, "Oh, I want to meet up. I want to walk. I want to work out with you. I want to do these things." And then nobody comes. Mary's like, "I'll go walk with you." I was like, "Okay, bet. Show up this Sunday." She's like, "Okay." And then I was like, "Do you want to do it again next Sunday?" She's like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then we've done that every Sunday for a year. Look at us. And we picked up 2 new people. We picked up Amy and Natasha. And this, you weren't here, but we picked up CJ, Amy's grandson, who loves Natasha. It's really cute. He's like, I love her. Amy's like, it's okay if you want to tell her that. He's like, okay. I also think she's really pretty. And so when she pulled up, because we parked in the parking garage after we walked to where we go have brunch, he got out of the car. He's like, I think you're very pretty. He just yelled at her a little bit. It was so cute. Let's see. Oh, and you got to watch that stuff about posture, Mary. Go back and look at me. I'm already like, hold on, get them shoulders down and back and sit up straight. You need to go back and watch that, Mary, when you get a chance. I've been learning some fun stuff. We'll talk about it on Sunday. Happy 1 year walk anniversary, Mary. Hello, Ron. I hope you had a good birthday, Ron. Everybody is saying hello to everyone. I love y'all so much. Impressive, right? I mean, she keeps coming back, Mom. So I'm not saying she's crazy, but She does come every week when she can. I mean, only the cruise kept her away, and that's fair. I mean, I get it. Like it says, is that a trampoline? Yes, you need to invest in one. You've seen it at Walmart, but you don't know. Yeah, it's actually really good. I bought it. I didn't buy it. I asked for it for Christmas. Mama Santa bought it. Was that 3 years ago now? I think 3 years ago at Christmas. So, or it'll be 3 years. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, I've had it for a while, and I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was scared of it because I was like 100 pounds heavier, and it made some weird noises when I would jump on it. But now I kind of dig it, and I really like to use it when I'm getting really frustrated with something. And I have found that the best way to move past emotion, although, I mean, you deal with it the way you deal with it, but a lot of times I jump it out. You just got to get that anxiety out of your body, and the best way to do that is to jump on. I call it a jumpaline because it's a little big jumpaline. But yeah, I love it. I love it. Ron says, I don't mind walking with a friend. I love being by myself and a good motivational playlist. I wish I liked walking by myself, Ron, but I do not. I find it very boring. I don't know. People are always talking about how they just listen to stuff and how they just think about stuff. I'm just thinking we're walking. When are we going to be done walking? How much more walking? Where are we right now? What do we, I just, I don't know. And now I'm thinking, pick your head up. Don't get nauseous. Try to pick a point to look at and walk towards it. Okay, you're looking down again. Try to look up for a little bit. It's just where's your pelvis tilted? Are your shoulders back? Put your head back up. It's just a lot to think about. It's a whole lot going on when I walk. And I think maybe if I could just walk, then maybe I'd enjoy it more. But my brain can't do that right now. It's thinking about too many things all at once. Yeah, Mary said she's going to watch the posture stuff. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit on the Fit Squad video that day too, but the video of Kirsten and I from last week, my live stream, was really good. She gave Coach, she gives a lot of good tips and a lot of good stretches. And I think both of us have that like middle of our back, neck forward from working at a desk 8 hours a day. Ron said, fantastic, just a rough week with 2 deaths in the same family. Oh, your cousin and his mom. I'm so sorry, Ron. That's rough. Prayers for you and your family for sure. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I'm glad other than that for a birthday week it was fantastic, but yeah, that's rough. Hey Jen, thanks for showing up. I appreciate you being here. Everybody else is happy you're here too, evidently by the comments. It's our friendversary. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's our friendversary. I don't know if I liked you. No, teasing. I felt like I knew you from the Discord for like 3-4 months. So I felt like we were already kind of as much of friends as I am with anybody else that I meet online. I mean, it was somebody that I talk to every day. But yeah, we can count that. We can call it our friendversary. Why am I giving you a hard time? Because that's what I do. Let's see. Deanna, you love walking? I wish I loved walking. I don't really even like walking the dogs. They love it. So we do it twice a day. But that's not my favorite. Oh, Ron says he's a photographer and take lots of photos and videos of the journey. Yeah, Mama, that's rough, Ron. Yeah, it is part of life, but it doesn't mean that it's the fun part, right? Yeah, now I'm stuck with you. That part's the truth. 0 lies detected. So it's our 1-year friendversary, and you keep coming back, so I love it. And then you met your twin, dadgummit. Her and Amy, my best friend Amy, they're twins. I know that's why we get along so well, just because you're so much like her. Because that means you're good and you're smart and you're funny and all the things that I like in people. Also, another just shout out to Misty, because I don't know why. It's like some children are just so truthful that when CJ gives me a compliment, I feel like that Y'all could tell me all day long stuff, and I'd be like, thanks. But when he says it, I'm like, man, that that must really be true. It's not that I don't love y'all, but there's just something about a kid saying it. And he came with Amy to the walk yesterday. She picks me up because I'm literally like 30 seconds out of her way to get there. Um, so I got in the car and I started chatting, and she's like, "Do you want to turn around?" And I was like, why? But I didn't ask what. I just turned around but my brain was like, no, I don't want to turn around. That's a weird question. I turned around, CJ's there. He was supposed to yell surprise, but I guess he got a little nervous. He's like, hi. I was like, hey. And I had run a few minutes late. I was sorry, and I was telling him I was sorry I was late. She's like, that's okay. He was talking about you, and he was saying how you're so strong and you have such big muscles. And that's like the second or third time he's mentioned how strong and how big my muscles are. And then he talks about my skin. He's like, you have a lot of skin, but you have really big muscles. Thanks. So anyway, it's just so funny. He loves Natasha though. It's really cute. Okay. Jen says walking is the best exercise because you can do it when you're tired. Unlike lifting weights, which can be difficult to do exhausted because your form can be compromised, leading to injuries. I don't disagree with that. But if given the option to lift a weight or walk, I'm going to lift a weight every time. That's just the truth. I walk because walking is good for you. If it wasn't, it wouldn't be top of my list of things to do. That's just the truth. I don't take it for granted. I'm blessed that I can walk. I have both legs, all my 10 toes. Like, I've had friends who've had toes removed from diabetes and things. Like, I know that it's a blessing to be able to be fully functional and able to walk. Mentally, I still don't. It's not my jam. It gets 2. Now, if I'm walking with friends, that's different. But I still don't like the walking part. I mean, I don't hate it. I just don't like. Some people love to walk. Maybe one day. Amen to that. I don't know which part you're aiming in, but it's all the truth, right? So, amen to that. All right, so that's sort of what's happened in the last week. I had a live stream with Coach last week. This week is non-scale victories. So if this is your first time here, welcome. If you're viewing the replay, thanks for joining the replay. And we are going to talk about non-scale victories for the month of July. If you don't know what that is, a non-scale victory is something that you accomplish throughout the month of July that has nothing to do with how much the scale says that you weigh. And so I'd like for y'all in the comments to put what your July non-scale victories were. I can guarantee you had them, and it is very important to recognize them when you do. I say that because when I first started, I wanted to lose weight because that's how you get healthy, is by losing weight. I mean, in theory, that's still accurate. You can get healthier by losing weight, but it's not the number on the scale, because you could be losing all the wrong weight and still be dropping numbers on the scale, but it doesn't mean you're getting healthier. So non-scale victories are ways that you can tell that you're being successful no matter what the scale says. So, Ron says that walking saved his life and helped him to lose 145 pounds in 3 years on low carb weight loss. That's amazing. Like I said, I do not take it for granted, but out of fun activity, like, so I am training or studying to get my personal trainer certification with the American Council on Exercise, and it is a lot. It is also very subjective. Like, what is the most recommended? What is the best way? I'm like, I want to ask like 12 more questions to really be able to tell you what's like, you didn't give me enough information. So I'm going through all of this, and I realize that all of these things are so important. Walking is very important. Like I said, that's why I do it. But one of the things that you learn when you're studying how to be a personal trainer, which I mean, I'm just studying to be my own best coach. But one of the things that I've learned is it has to be fun. So if I was creating a plan for me, I would want me to walk, and I would say that, but it wouldn't be one of my activities for fun. Deanna's non-scale victory is that she survived and did not die. You did not. You made it well into August. I'm super proud of you. July was a hard month. You were like gone for. I knew where you were, and I knew that you were busy. It doesn't mean that I didn't miss you, Deanna, but I mean, I try not to bother people when I know that they're busy or going through stuff if it's easier for them to be, away. But that's awesome. About my certification? Yeah, I'm going to be my own best coach. Big project milestones, work project milestones. Absolutely. That's a huge non scale victory to be able to put in all the time, effort, energy without sleeping. Because I know you said you weren't doing that. That's a big thing to be able to hit a work project milestone. Mary's non-scale victory for July is that her clothes are bigger than they used to be. That's the funniest way to say that ever, and that's why I love you. That means you're smaller, girl. You get to say that too. Not you don't have to you don't have to say which part's bigger. You get to say which part's smaller. Mary is smaller physically, regardless of what the scale may say. Ron says, I keep clicking my mouse. It is not connected. Y'all need to stop letting me do that. Y'all need to know. Ron says, August 17th marks the end of 3 years on keto. He's very proud for never giving up. He may have given in a few times, but never gave up. Yeah, absolutely. I've hit 3 years already for me on February 2nd of this year. So I'm getting close to the 3.5 year mark. And I'm more low carb than keto now, but I can definitely tell how different foods impact my body. Because yesterday I knew I was going to have extra carbs and then come home and take a nap. So I had some potatoes and a pancake, just one. I didn't get the 3 stack. I just got one pancake, and that's plenty. It tasted real good. And then I was getting sleepy already on the way home. And if I was going to do something and use that energy, I could. I was going to use it to take a nap, and I did. It was great. That's the truth. But most of the time, when I do have carbs these days, it's because I'm going to be doing things, and I'm trying to get my body accustomed to an alternative fuel source. Although I still think for me, fat is my best fuel source. I don't have as much of it anymore, and I eat extra, but sometimes on longer expeditions, I want to be able to add in some stuff. So I'm experimenting with that a little bit. But I mean, for the most part, yeah, I'm still absolutely totally doing it. There's no going back. This is a lifestyle now. I get up, I wake up, I do a workout, and then I do whatever else I'm going to do for the day. That's pretty much it every day because that's the way it has to start. Well, I wake up, I pray, and then I walk the dogs, have something to drink, water, energy drink. I have had a couple cups of coffee. And do you know what I have found? The Keurig machine is filthy. It just spits coffee. I have to clean like the whole counter. Is that I keep meaning to ask you that, Mom. Is that a regular for all you coffee drinkers out there? Because it's just another thing that I am not enjoying about the coffee. Is that when I make the cups of coffee, I then have coffee all over. Anyway, it's fine. What was I talking about? Oh no, I got off on coffee. How did that happen? Oh, I was talking about waking up, walking the dogs, praying. I do all that. Read the verse of the day. Then I work out because I have to be right mentally, physically, and spiritually. So first I got to wake up my brain. Then I got to get some movement in by walking the dogs. Then we talk to the Lord, and then we talk to Kirsten. And then we talk to all my friends, and then we get to work. And that's how my days work because even this morning, I'm not gonna lie, my anxiety has been high. My anxiety is still a little bit high right now, but not as bad as it was. I was like on like a level 7 or 8 last night and woke up anxious this morning. And of course, Pete's in there going, "You should just skip the workout. You could make up something. You, Kirsten, wouldn't even think twice about it. You're there all the time. You don't never miss. It's okay if you miss one. Shut up." He talked to me the whole time I walked the dogs about skipping workout. I'm like, this is not how the day goes. We don't skip the workout. We do the workout. We do as much of the workout as we can. Maybe you're sick. Maybe you shouldn't do the workout. Okay, well, then if I'm sick, then I'll do 5 minutes. And if after 5 minutes I can't do any more, then I'll stop. Of course, I did the whole hour. I felt fine. Felt great afterwards. I had a little bit of a cry too, but it's fine. It happens sometimes. Sometimes when you working through things, big emotions can come out with big workouts. And we had a Spartacus workout this morning, which is a big workout. Okay, let me get back to the chat. I've just talked so much about me. If you have not yet already, please, I have not given my non-scale victories yet, but I will start to give some. But if you have not yet and you have joined the chat, please put in your non-scale victories for the month of July. Let's see. Sometimes naps are great. It was a good one. It was a recliner nap too, which normally if I'm going to take a nap, I'm going to lay down. But I wanted to take a nap in a recliner. I turned on something. I mean, like I had it all planned and it worked perfect. Oh, we're taking such a sidestep, but it's okay because that's what the live streams are for, right? Y'all come. I mean, you don't have to. I appreciate it so much because this is just a hot mess. But welcome for being here. People have another thing that people always say, and I'm kind of like, I don't understand that, is how they can watch the same TV show over and over and over, and they know it so many times that they don't even watch it anymore. I can't do that. If I like a TV show and it's on, I'm going to watch it because I like the TV show. And if there's a TV show that's on and I don't like it, I'm going to turn that TV show off. Like, that's just how it works. But what I have recently found is I really like the National Geographic show Life Below Zero of the people in Alaska because they're always doing the same things. They're killing bears, they're killing wolves, they're killing hyenas, they're killing muskrats, they're chopping down trees. They're constantly doing the same stuff, fishing over and over and over. It's like a dozen different people. They always do it. You could go away for 3 days and come back. They're still doing that on that show. And I have found that's what I've been using to relax at night because my brain just can shut off and it doesn't really care. But it's interesting enough that I don't have to turn it off. Anyway, I'm really excited about that. So I came home, I turned on Life Below Zero. That took me like an hour and a half long nap. It was great. That was my self-care for that day, I guess. Okay, wait, where was I? Ron said we'd done another closet purge for a milestone non-scale victory for July, cleaning out the old clothes and bringing in the new ones. Yes, I have not brought in any new clothes recently because I've been pretty consistently this size for a while. But yeah, I had that big 15 bag donation. I got rid of I don't have anything that's bigger than a size large, except for some of the shirts that I kept, like my vacation shirts, which are my family shirts that we do every year. And then I have 1 or 2 shirts from when I was up at 330 plus pounds. I always say 330 pounds because that was my weigh-in, but I mean, realistically, I know I was heavier than that. I'd already dropped a little bit of weight before I did my weigh-in, but I don't know what it was. And so to be fair, I always say 330 pounds. Mitch and Carlin. Hey, Carlin. I'm assuming it's Carlin, actually. Hello to Mitch, too, if you're there. Thanks for being here. Oh, nope, everybody's saying hello to you. Deanna says she's always liked how I view carbs as an exception, not off limits, just not something that is all that often either. Yeah, well, I mean, because too much of it just doesn't make me feel good, too. That's the truth. But I don't think a carb is a bad thing if you utilize it properly. So, like, there have been times where I know I'm going to have a busy day or I'm going to have a big workout later in the day. And so I'll have carbs in the morning And then I just use them all day long so they don't get to make me feel bad. I feel really good. But I have to watch what kind of carbs. Like I can't do like sugar added. Like I can't do that. But like natural sugars from fruit, breads, things like that. Those vegetables, some of the starchier carby vegetables like potatoes or corn or something. But yeah, no, nothing's off limits. I mean, I am with the people who say, you know, no food is morally ambiguous. Food it's not good or bad. It's food. That's it. It's just food. It's what you eat that makes you feel the best that's important. And what makes me feel the best is a low carb diet. Tia, hey Tia, thanks for joining. I feel like I'm so behind in the chat. You might have been here 20 minutes, girl. I don't know. I hope you're still here. Hey, I've been missing you. I hope you're feeling better. At least by Friday. Try to make it by Friday. It's weird when you're not there kicking things with me on a Friday, Tia. Jen asks, what was the hardest part about starting keto? It's kind of funny. I thought the hardest part about starting keto was going to be the bread and pasta because I love bread and pasta. But really it wasn't. And I know this is maybe going to sound strange. And so if anybody else would like to say what their hardest part of starting keto was, I don't really have any sensitivities to the sugar alcohols or sugar substitutes. So I can have a keto treat every now and then. I'm also a very generic and bland eater. I'll take some ground meat of whatever variety I have in the freezer or refrigerator with some vegetables. And I can do that all day, every day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm good. It's easy. And that is what I eat a lot of the time. For me, the hardest part about starting keto was the fact that I looked at it and all of the foods that I was limiting and couldn't have. And it felt like a restrictive diet. That was the hardest part. And then once I realized I can eat whatever I want, but what I want is to feel my best. And these low carb keto foods make me feel my best. It became easier. But that was one of the hardest parts is it does feel very restrictive because there's so much that you can't have. And if you think about it that way, it's going to be really hard. What I like to think about is all of the things that I can have. You can have so many delicious things. I'll have just a jar of bacon fat just to add to stuff. Just because why not? I cook the bacon, save the grease and use it for cooking other things. And then it's bacon flavored other things. Like, I don't know. Not everybody agrees with that, but it works for me and I feel great when I eat that way. Now, I don't have bacon every day, right? That's a treat food thing, but still, it's the way you look at it. The hardest part is the way you look at it. Let's see. Mitch and Carla says exercising. It's really Carlin. I don't know if Mitch is there, but Carlin. Exercising 27 days in a row with a few active recovery days. That's great. I've been seeing you're doing the early morning wake up crew stuff too, huh? I can't. I'm already having to go back to a 9:30 p.m. bedtime because I can't wake up at 6 o'clock on my own. Like the alarm is waking me up at 6 o'clock, and every morning I'm low key kind of mad about it. And who do I have to be mad about? Just myself. It's just my own self because I won't. I'm struggling going to bed. So we're last night 9:30. Check. We're gonna try that again tonight. We're gonna see how it goes. I was like, what is? Ruby scared me. I thought she was still sitting there. I didn't realize she had gotten up and moved. I just saw movement in my peripheral. Sorry, it freaked me out for a minute. Let's see. But that is a great 27 days of consistency. And an active rest day is still doing something consistently. You're active, right? It's just not as active. You're in a lower ventilatory threshold. I'm learning stuff. Anyway, yeah, you're just in a lower heart rate zone, right? So that's great. Life Below Zero is a great show. Mitch loves it. It's just, I can just zone out. Like they are always doing the same stuff. There's always an emergency. Somebody's always about to die. It's always very risky. The ice is always breaking. We're always about to get a moose or I was going to say a cantaloupe. It's not a cantaloupe, a caribou. I love it so much. It's my new addiction. Tia says non-scale victory got the most steps ever. Oh, like ever in a month or ever in a single day? Or probably both, huh? Is it both? It's probably both. If you got the most in one day, you might have got the most you ever got in a month, too. Oh, he's here. Yeah. Hey, Mitch. It's a good show, Mitch. I love it. It's so good. Yeah, food is fuel. People talk about good food and bad food. That's on you, boo. That's how you make the food. No food is good food or bad food. Well, just like I was telling my Discord this past week, my work husband isn't with my company anymore. I don't think I shared that online. But anyway, it's real sad. It was a real sad day for me. And so I knew that week going into after that was going to be hard. And so his stupid favorite breakfast is cottage cheese and blueberries. And I have cottage cheese. Y'all know I love me some cottage cheese. So I got some blueberries. I got like a pound of blueberries. It took everything I had not to eat them all in that one day. I wanted every single blueberry. Fruit is, but here's the thing. If I ate every single blueberry, I wouldn't feel good. But it's one of the few foods that does not last in my house unless it's frozen. If it's fresh, fruit's going to be gone. And the thing is I eat too much of it. So is fruit bad for you? No. Is fruit bad for me? Not if I eat a respectable amount, but I have troubles. It's a trigger food for me. I know that's crazy for some people, but I would just rather skip it and try to get those vitamins other places or in controlled smaller amounts by like going out somewhere and getting it. I made it last 4 whole days. It was real, it's a real tough week. I wanted those blueberries with every meal. And even my mom can tell you, like, I will not eat food. Sometimes I have to throw it away because it expires before I can eat it. Like foods that people would consider treats and eat the whole bag in a day last me like 3 months. But you put some fruit, fresh fruit in my refrigerator, we're eating all of it. Tia says, feeling better, but not 100%. Definitely will be there Wednesday. So sad I miss Spartacus. Yeah, Spartacus is always a good one. I know you like that one. Our Iron Man training. That's what we call it. Bacon fat. I mean, it's delicious. Maybe not for everybody, right? It doesn't make everybody feel good. It makes me feel good. Makes me feel real good. I like it a lot. Both in it. Oh, sorry. Both most steps in a day and most steps in a month. That is fabulous, Tia. All right. Well, what time? It's 6:30. Let's talk about one of my non-scale victories. My biggest non-scale victory for the month of July was I turned 48 years old. Thank you very much. Thank you. I had my birthday. Made it. I partied with my family and I did not die. Yay, we did it. It was close. But we made it. That was a lot of fun. All right, Tia, enjoy your work shift. I'll talk to you later. Hopefully I'll see you Wednesday. If not, we'll hopefully be able to kick some stuff on Friday together. We do kickboxing. Tia's part of the Vid Squad with me, with Kirsten, and she joins the boot camps, but she's been not feeling well, so she hadn't been able to join the last few ones. Anyway, yeah, so my biggest non-scale victory for July was I got older and I'm crushing it. I'm doing really good. Also fitness related, because it happened in July and that's what we're doing, is July 1st was 2 years that I've been working out with Kirsten on her YouTube channel. She would do videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and a live stream on Saturday. But in the month of July, she did a lean arms challenge. So she was doing videos like 6 days a week. And that's when I started with her. But for the most part, it was 3 days a week, the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And then she started the Fit Squad, and Saturday became the Fit Squad workout. And then my second non-scale victory that's fitness related is in July was my 1 year boot camp anniversary, which means I work out most weeks as long as my schedule permits. Because for a while she did Tuesdays and Thursdays in the afternoon, and now she does her live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the afternoon, which so far I've been able to make. But I generally work out with her between 4 and 6 days a week. But I've been doing that every day consistently. And when I don't work out with her, it's because I'm walking with Amy. So, and then on Sundays, I walk with the girls, which is my active recovery day, is walking between 3 to 5 miles, depending on how everybody's feeling and how hungry I am. But it really is the best part of my day is the getting up, doing the workout, and then moving on with it, right? That whole, it's not really a routine. I don't necessarily do it in any order, but I do get up, I pray, I walk the dogs, I read a verse of the day. Like I do consistently the same things. And that's really what's helped me over this, especially this last year, the consistency of doing something every day. Even if I'm on vacation, I'm working out. I'm traveling, I'm working out. The only time I didn't join boot camp workouts for more than 3 or 4 days was when I was in Las Vegas. And that is because I was walking about 30,000 steps every day from morning to night. And I tried to get up for boot camp, and my feet hurt so bad that I could not from all the walking. I was also barefoot walking. Maybe not the best plan in Las Vegas, but anyway. Outside of that, and if I were to do that again now, I'd still probably get up and do part of the workout and do what I could, because I'd rather do what I could do than do nothing on most days. I think there's only been one day where I opted all the way out of a workout. I just couldn't. And that was fine. I remember a long time ago, my mama said, just give yourself 5 minutes. Promise yourself 5 minutes every day. And if after 5 minutes you have to quit, you can, because you did your 5 minutes. But after 5 minutes, you're like, I got 5 more. Go ahead. And typically that ends up being an hour-long workout for me, but I always start going, just 5 minutes, Misty. Just do the first 5 minutes, do the warm-up. And if you're feeling it, then you can do the workout. Oh, thanks. Yes. Bigger birthday at definitely my healthiest since, I don't know, 13? Probably. Like, honestly, I mean, that's the truth. Probably at my healthiest since I was about 13 years old. I'm probably even healthier than I was then, if you want to know the honest to God truth. Sometimes it is amazing to me, and I'm glad it is inspiring. Hello. I'm not sure that I've seen comments from you, but welcome to the live stream. We're discussing non-scale victories, which you're new here to me, so that means anything that you have done this month that helps make you a better person, live your happiest, healthiest life that has nothing to do with how much you weigh. So mine were, I got older, crushing that, doing that every single year on repeat. I mean, talk about consistent. I got that one down pat. And then 2 years of working out with Kirsten just in general, and then 1 year of pretty consistent daily workouts. And I would say more than anything, that's when change really started to happen. I had been losing weight up until I started working out with her. And then there was a mental shift. And then once I started doing it every day, I was all in. I feel amazing. Even that's like a few weeks ago, people were like, are you sick? And I was like, I don't know, maybe. Because if I'm sick today, I still feel better than pretty much every single day when I was 330 pounds. So I know what it's like to feel real bad and to feel real sick. And so now when I think I'm pretty sick, I'm like, I still don't feel as bad as I used to. And that's a huge non-scale victory. But that's one I get every month as I go. So yeah, those are sort of my big 3 non-scale victories for the month, including just getting older in fitness. The other one is And this is not keto. So if you're here for keto, sorry, I do low carb. I try new things. And the newest thing that I'm trying is sourdough bread. Some of you were here for that. That bread was a disaster. I bought King Arthur starter. I'm not dissing them. It's Texas. It's hot. That thing probably died in the heat. That's probably the truth. I don't know what happened, so I can't say what the truth is, but from my speculation and reading about it, that's probably what happened. So, but I had already I had already invested my time in it. It was already an obsession. I was already obsessed. I have Misty's little obsessions, and right now it's sourdough. And so I couldn't do it. It wouldn't make bread. And so my mama was here and we were kind of looking at it and she's like, well, here's what they say you got to do to make your own. I was like, I don't know, man. That seems pretty hard. She's like, well, we'll just look up a couple recipes. We'll watch a couple videos. So we did that while she was here. And then I was like, I mean, that's less work than I'm doing right now to try to save this one that I have. It's like, I'll try it when I come back. So on my birthday, I started it actually the night before so that my birthday would be day one. My brain's weird. That's how I did it anyway. Then, like 5 days later, I had bread. And for a lot of people, they say it's really hard to make a sourdough starter, and that's why they get one from someone else. And I'm surely glad that nobody told me that before I started, because then I might not have tried. But now I'm making sourdough bread. I'm making sourdough bread for everybody. Mary, you want a loaf next week? I can freeze it. I can bring you like half a loaf if you want. You let me know. She's not here. Watch the replay, Mary. I hope you're watching. I'll ask her. Don't y'all worry. Anyway, so I mean, it was good. I even got to help somebody who hadn't been getting as much work recently. And I was like, you think they'd like a loaf of homemade organic sourdough bread? They're like, really? I was like, I mean, yeah, I made it this morning because I wanted to bake another loaf. I was just gonna freeze it and put it in my freezer because I didn't have any need for it myself, but I woke up and I wanted to bake it, and so I did, and I ended up being able to gift it to somebody, which made me feel really good. I gave Natasha a loaf yesterday. I'm giving Amy another loaf tomorrow. I'll be baking that actually tonight after I'm done with the live stream. So another non-scale victory for me is I'm a sourdough baker. I'm as shocked as you are. That is certainly not where I thought I'd be 3.5 years ago. But I can eat like a piece of sourdough and I don't feel bad. It's also one of the lowest glycemic index breads out there because the yeast uses the sugar in the bread to make it rise. Oh, Mary's still here. All right, cool. Then I got to tell you later because you heard. Actually, you could answer. Maybe not. Are you driving? I don't know. Bread, 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 bread. I know, right? But, and like my mom and I were talking about the other day, because I do eat the keto breads. And again, they're a treat food for me. I don't eat them all the time, but they are lower carb than sourdough. But I'm going to be honest, I'd rather the few more carbs for me these days to know that I'm getting probiotics for my gut health out of the sourdough. And my sourdough has flour, water, and salt. That's it. It's got 3 ingredients. I like that. I like that a lot. So, yes, half a loaf. Okay, I'll cut it for you. I'll cut you up half a loaf. I'll bring it to you this weekend. I mean, I got to make it first, but no worries there because I like making bread. I get flour everywhere. It's like an epic disaster, but I love it. So, yeah, I make bread now. I try things. I try to learn things, and I enjoy it. And now I can branch out and try other kinds. I kind of want to do a cinnamon sugar, but not with sugar. I want to use allulose instead. It's a sugar alternative that I actually like a lot. And I know from both experience and from talking to other people that it is very good for baking. I think that'd be real good. I think that'd be real good. I don't know why I started to whisper, but I think that'd be real good. And I'm really excited to try it. So. I mean, I know it's not gluten-free, it's not keto, but it's the truth of what I'm doing right now. Now, I made myself a loaf. How many weeks ago was that? I still have most of it. But I've had some awesome grilled cheese sandwiches and some eggs on toast. Oh, and I made a piece of garlic bread. Ugh, it's so good. I can't have that. I can't make it into garlic bread. Garlic bread is my weakness food. I love it so much. Again, it's like fruit. I could eat so much of it that it's not a good thing. So we probably will not be making the sourdough into garlic bread anymore, but I mean, it's epic. It was so good. It was some of that Chef Chamois. It's like a garlic butter with Parmesan. I get it from Sam's Club. It's really good. Don't try it though. Don't try this at home because it's. Oh, and Mom, did I tell you, Mama, that can confirm pimento cheese delicious. Go get you some when you get some bread. Have I tried monk fruit sweetener? Yes, I have monk fruit sweetener. I like to use monk fruit for my drinks. So, like, I have a squeeze bottle. It's Splenda brand, but it's the monk fruit sweetener. I use allulose. Not that I bake a lot, but when I do, I have allulose for that reason. But yeah, I like monk fruit actually, and a lot of the treats that I have like to use monk fruit because it's a sugar alternative, not a sugar alcohol or a sugar substitute, I guess you could say, not a sugar alcohol. Because a lot of people have trouble with like Splenda because it's a sugar alcohol. I don't. In fact, it's my favorite. I think it tastes the best. No, I'm not worried about any of that research. I did my research on that research and I'm not worried about it. That's just my feelings, just for anybody who may know and care what I think about it. You can care and you cannot eat it or drink it. I'm going to still probably. But yeah, I do actually really like monk fruit. I like the flavor of it. Oh, you already got the pimento cheese? Good plan. It was really good. It was messy though. I mean, that pimento cheese was oozing out of every hole because it was good sourdough, man. It's full of holes and unexpected, unforeseen problem. I felt a little bit like I was playing with an old school Play-Doh machine, Mama, because because I cut pretty thick slices. Maybe don't make it like Texas toast. Maybe try to cut it thinner. I don't know if you can do that though. I feel like a lumberjack. I feel like maybe I should be. Oh, I couldn't even say it out loud because I cracked myself up. I feel like maybe I should be on Life Below Zero because I'm just sawing that bread. It is so loud. I told Lisa, anybody else feel like a lumberjack? She's like, just you, Misty. I was like, yeah, that's fair. Anyway, maybe don't make it so thick, but I squeezed it down to eat it and it just like oozed hair of pimento. So, warning, it might get messy, but worth it. It's totally worth it. All right, so let's see. What else did I have? I wanted to say my birthday, the fitness, the sourdough bread. I think that was all that I had. I mean, I'm sure I probably had some other non-scale victories in the month of July because I try to think of all of the victories that I have, but I share just a few. If anyone else has some last minute non-scale victories that they'd like to shout out, please feel free to share. Otherwise, we will probably start wrapping it up for the evening because I'm hungry and I need to eat and then bake bread for Amy tomorrow. When I need to, I want to, but I do need to eat. I am kind of hungry. So we'll give y'all a minute to see if y'all have any last call outs. Otherwise, let me share the fitness tip of the day. I don't know why I wanted to do that because it just popped in my brain. So this may not help anybody out there, but it has helped me so much in the last week. So I want to share while I'm waiting to see if anybody else has a non-scale victory that they would like to share with the group. So I've talked before and I might have even talked about it in that video with Kirsten about a proud chest where you have your shoulders back and down. And I keep seeing people talk about that. And I had been focusing on it and, doing my shoulders back and down. And I kept telling her that my elbow is wonky on this arm that I had surgery on. I was like, I don't know why like, even because one of the things I kept hurting my shoulders, and I kept telling her my overhead press looks, it's weird on this side because when I press, I'm like, this elbow is all the way out here. Like, what are you doing way over there? Get back over here. Or even when we would do like the Arnolds, where you kind of bring your arm together. Like, I have it in the position now so I can show you. So my arm would do like this. Well, I've had surgery on this shoulder twice. And the reason I had the surgery 20 years ago was because it kept falling out of the socket forward. It wouldn't stay back in place. And I was scrolling through Instagram, because you got to scroll through all the stuff that you're not subscribed to. I don't know who that is. We're not answering their call. Because you got to watch all the stuff you don't want to watch on Instagram just to see what your friends are posting sometimes. Anyway, I heard one of them say proud chest. I was like, oh, I say that. What is she saying? What is she talking about? And she does proud chest back and down. But she said if you take your arms and you flip your thumbs out, and when I did that and then I can press and I can bring my elbows together. What? So it's not just backing down, it's backing down, and whatever this is that pushing my thumbs out does. Now, once it's in that position, I can move my wrist, my forearm in whatever position, but it's getting my shoulder in that position. It's great. So if you have problems with your shoulders, because you can do everything from that position, you can pull, you can push. Because I was telling her, I'm going to stand up for just a minute. Like, when I stand, this arm is like this. It's not to my side like the other one. It hangs low and down. I know that's a great angle. But now I've realized it's because my shoulder needs to be, whatever this does to it, pops it in there and then backing down. And from here, I am not stronger, but I am so much more stable that I know I can get stronger. And that is very exciting. Yes, it was a good thing that I've seen it. Just like that little foot cue, because people kept saying hip width and shoulder width. And I'm like, I don't understand what you mean by that. Where are my hips and shoulders in this big old body? That's the truth. So I had to learn the little tip of moving your feet out 45 degrees and then straighten them out. That's hip width. You do that again, that's shoulder width. Anyway, now I can sort of see hips and shoulders, so it makes a little bit more sense. But when I was first learning, it's all these little tips and tricks. Just like, I mean, Cheryl, you know, Coach will go to give Cheryl a mod, and she's like, oh, Cheryl's already on it. No. Cheryl knows which one to do, right? Because she's going through some stuff and she's recovering and getting back to where she was. But she knows what to do. And that's what's important, right? Learn what you can do. Learn the progression that you're at, and then keep going from there. So, oh, and I got my new watch. I got a Fossil smartwatch. I got it out of the Amazon warehouse, half off. Thank you very much. Cha-ching. I like it so far. It has been very user friendly. It has a easy interface. I started to work out without knowing what I was doing. It did ask me a couple times if I wanted to end the workout. I was like, I guess I wasn't working hard enough. But yeah, I think I like it. So that's a great tip. I think so. It's because I didn't realize how unstable my shoulders were, because I was going down and back, but it's something about that out that really just puts it in a different position. And so now I can press and I feel it in the right spot. Like I feel it here in my deltoids where you're supposed to feel the overhead press. I couldn't ever feel it there. Even my push-ups felt different because my arm would hang, and it was like I had to rotate my arm. And I didn't know that. I thought something was wrong with my elbow. Turns out, once again, it was my shoulder the whole time. So anyway, maybe every live stream I'll try to think of a tip and trick for y'all, because you never know what's going to hit for somebody. And sometimes Coach will say something or somebody else will say something, and I'll be like, game changer. So I'm here for the game changers. I hope you are too. Oh, you're so addicted to your smartwatch. You know what's really funny? Part of the reason why I got the Fossil smartwatch was the one thing that I realized when I had a Fitbit and it stopped working. It stopped holding a charge. It would only hold a charge for about 2 hours. And I can't charge it that often. That is the downside to this one. Maybe I did start to talk about that at some point, but the downside to this is you do have to charge it like once a day. I'm okay with that. I charge my phones once a day. I charge lots of stuff once a day. I can fit that into a routine. That's no problem. But the one thing I found out when I didn't have my Fitbit was I really only use it for a watch. I was fine just wearing a watch. But I like to have the data in case one day I ever decide to look at it. I don't. But I do like to track it because maybe one day. So I got the Fossil watch because look, it's an actual watch. I mean, it's digital, but it's an analog watch. So a lot of y'all are my age. Let me ask you, I'm going to take a poll real fast. I know we're almost done. You don't actually have to answer the poll, but I am kind of curious. Do you know what it means when I explain to you that as someone who learned to tell time from an analog clock versus a digital clock, it is easier for me to know what time it is by looking at an analog clock? Like I can see 6:56. I can feel what time that is by looking at the clock faster than I was just curious if anybody else felt that way. Bye, Mary. You're probably already gone. Bye, Mary. Mama says bye. Cheryl says bye. Anyway, so I like having an analog watch. And on the Fitbit, their faces were kind of weird for their analog watches. And so I was just wearing my Fossil watch for a while, but it was too big. And so then I was wearing my Seiko watch, which is an automatic wind watch. It's nice. I like it. It's a good watch. Because I just wanted the watch. And so I was like, you know what? Fossil. I wanted to keep the smart tracking though. I was like, I love Fossils. So that's how I was like, they have a smartwatch, so now I have one. Digital's easier. I feel like I have to when I look at a digital clock, I have to say the time. And I feel like that takes longer than looking and knowing the time. It's probably just me. Thanks for being here anyway. I appreciate y'all. I really do. We'll move on from that then. And we'll go ahead and start to wrap it up for the evening. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you for all of you who shared your non-scale victories. I really do think it's important to understand that things change and you should not judge yourself by whatever the scale says you weigh today, because your worth is way more valuable than a number. So, as my friend Will would say, you're worth living the happiest, healthiest version of this life possible. Sometimes it's tough, but you just got to grind it out. That's true. But you are worth living your healthiest, happiest life possible. I'm going to have the best 48th year ever. And I'm glad that y'all are here for it. And I hope you continue to follow along. And that's going to do it for this evening. So like this video if you like it. Dislike it if you didn't. Subscribe if you know how. And comment down below. What show do you go to where you can watch it and not have to watch it? And if you tell me Friends, I can't do that. I have to watch Friends. If you tell me like How I Met My Mother, I got to watch that show. Like I feel like it's so good. You have to watch them. Anyway, do you have one? Let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, I'll see you real soon. Good night, everybody. Have a great week. Thanks for being here.